Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, and I'm really sorry for the delay. Welcome to our art exhibition and networking event today. My name is Ajmal Ramyar. I'm the Executive Director of Afghanistan for Progressive Thinking Organization. Today, we celebrate the creativity and courage of Afghan girls and young women and girls. Our goal is to share their stories, videos, and artwork and highlight their talent and resilience and engage in meaningful conversation about how we can support their voices and their voices could be heard widely. This event is also an opportunity for connections, building a network in Canada and Afghanistan, and I would also encourage all of you to see the artwork that is in the room. For those who are online and joining us live stream from wherever you're joining, thank you so much for joining us. And I would like to welcome you all from wherever you are. Thank you so much for supporting our work. And I would go through some information about APT, and we'll also give you a bit of specific information about the artwork that you're seeing in the room. Um, to give you a bit clear of what APT does, let me share about each of our programs and also how these programs stands to support young women and girls in Afghanistan and beyond, helping them grow, connect, and heal, and also to find opportunities within Afghanistan and outside of Afghanistan. We have capacity building, which help build their uh, critical thinking, but also these programs help young women and girls strengthen their skills and confidence. By connecting them with mentors, we open pathways for higher education and future opportunities. Our networking opportunities and advocacy program is another initiatives that focuses both that we create opportunities for youth inside Afghanistan and outside of Afghanistan to meet, share their experiences, and collaborate. These connections amplify their voices and also help them to build a broader connection within Afghanistan to work together. And our trauma healing program, we focus on mental health. Many young women who face difficulties, we provide support to help them understand and cope with these challenges. This work is important to reduce and navigate effects of restrictions and also to make sure that they can move forward with strength and resilience. One of our program is creative writing. Throughout this program, in the past 2 years, in 2024 and 2025, we organized several workshops for girls and women in Afghanistan who are banned from education, and for them, most of the opportunities are restricted. So this program gave them the chance to explore different forms of writing and discover ways to express themselves over the course of several months. They practice writing fictions, learning fiction, stories, and nonfiction pieces, bring their voices to life through stories, and either visit and view these articles and share it with your network online or through scanning the QR code that are in the room. One thing that we want to always mention in different programs, wherever we conduct these programs, we find a way to help these young women and girls to find an alternative way for learning, for the connections, and also to help them use this opportunity to share their powerful pieces, stories, essays, and poems. To a wider audience. We also produce 4 videos that after my presentation, we will be sharing those videos. So these videos are selected and also these visuals or the stories of these young women and girls that with their own narratives, uh, which over 35 young women and girls from diverse background took part in this program, and they have shared their work, they have shared their experiences, and also the impact that this program would have on them, and also that they use their own experiences from their own daily life throughout this videos. So now we invite you all to join us in celebrating the creativity and courage of our participants. We will now present 4 videos based on the selected work of these girls by Ilaha, Nila, Muslima, and Zohra. Each of these videos bring their own stories and art to life. After each one, you will also see that their artwork is in the room. So for most of the participants who are watching us in a live stream, for you, probably all the room might not be visible, but my colleagues will be later on after the videos will show you their artwork. And just to go before I share the videos, we also have some charts in the room, and also for those who are watching us through LinkedIn, Facebook, and probably Instagram. So you can also share your reflection, your comments, your feedback online by comment, and also for those who will be present in person in the room, so they can use the flip charts, which is in the room, so you can share your feedback, your messages. Anyway, you can continue supporting these women and girls in Afghanistan in any ways you can. So you can use that opportunity after we share the videos.
The day the leaf became a universe. Tomorrow was Tuesday, and I had science class. Yes, science. I couldn't contain my excitement. The butterflies in my stomach had turned into birds, beating their wings wildly. I had every right to be excited. Why wouldn't I be? Because for several weeks, my curiosity had been trapped inside books, waiting for a way out. For several weeks, we had only read about the unseen world of science, but tomorrow we would finally see it. Something different. Something extraordinary was coming to our school. For the first time, science was no longer just words on page. It was totally different. It arrived on our classroom, carried inside a small gray box called a microscope. A microscope. I repeated 3 times, as if I were testing the word, listening to it, and making sure it was real. Donated by UNICEF. I whispered. It was labeled like this. I had seen the blue logo everywhere. Sometimes girls carried backpacks with it, or the pencils we used for notes had the same blue color, the same logo. UNICEF. The microscope was the first piece of technology our school had ever known. To me, it felt unreal, like a science fiction movie, like a scene from a movie, or Professor Proton himself with his magical device had stepped out of television screen and into our dusty school. That night, I stood in my room, staring at my school uniform. I picked it up from the chair and smoothed the sleeves. "Mom," I asked, stepping closer, "can I wear this now?" She looked at the uniform, then at me, and sighed. "No," she said. "You can't wear it tonight, girl." "But tomorrow's science class," I said, full of hope. She shook her head, trying not to smile. "I'll wake you up, girl. Now, put it away." I hugged the uniform once, then folded it carefully, as if tomorrow itself might disappear if I let it go. Then, in a childish voice, I asked, "What if you don't wake up early, Mom?" She didn't answer. She just looked at me with an annoyed smile, pretending to be angry. She seemed a bit irritated. Who wouldn't be after being asked the same question 14 times? Perhaps more. I had spent days imagining what would it feel to see the vascular system of a leaf. Reading was unavoidable. What if someone breaks the microscope tonight? What if someone steals it? I worried. Then I corrected myself just as quickly. No, don't be ridiculous, Nilab. Mrs. Sadat would never allow this. She locked the library. Still, the fear stayed with me, not letting me sit down or feel comfortable. Tuesday morning, 5:30 a.m. I woke up before the sun. It was sort of twilight. The air was cold, but excitement carried with me forward, making my heart warm. I prayed. I prayed quietly, asking God to protect the device and allow me to see through the lens. I rushed out so fast, and I didn't hear my mother calling me for her sweet halwa or my father laughing at my impatience. Somehow, I made it to our dusty school library. And there it was, the microscope. The microscope sat on the table, gray, white, the base scratched. But I didn't care. To me, it looked like a portal to another world, where tiny, shiny thing carried a curious life. How does this device make tiny veins appear so large? I asked. Hold your horses, Nilab, Mrs. Sadat said, smiling. You will see. She placed the thin glass light on the stage and gently laid a smile leaf on it. Her focus was so intense, like it was a surgery for her. Go for it, she said. Me? I said. Yes, you. Okay, I whispered. I was too short to reach out the table, so I left it. I lifted myself onto my toes. When I lowered my eyes, To the lens, the world disappeared. A simple leaf became a universe. Veins turned into bridges. Cells formed cities. Everything was delicate, fragile, and astonishing. I was afraid to blink, afraid it would vanish, but it didn't. I forgot the smell of library, and I didn't hear my teacher asking me to step aside. I was completely lost. That day, that ordinary leaf became more than just a specimen. It became a mentor. It guided me onto a path that began in a dusty library with a donated microscope. That spark carried me toward medicine, toward becoming a doctor, someone who heals, who brings hope. Later, my school was taken away. My microscope was taken from my hands. The university and its classes were taken too. The dreams of becoming a doctor was stolen too. But how could anyone take spark that lives in someone's soul? I'll remember that moment forever, the moment I found my spark. The microscope is no longer in my hands. It lives in my soul, like a lantern. Even in darkness, it teaches me how to see. The darkness which did not blind me, it sharpened my vision. Even in silence, it reminds me why I began. Some discoveries change what you see. Others change who you become. Even though the microscope was stolen, it lives in Nilab's soul, a lantern that lights her path and keeps her curiosity alive.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Uh, do we have Nilab in the Zoom?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So thank you so much, Nilab John, for sharing your story with us. In your story, a simple leaf under a microscope open up a whole universe. What does this moment tell us about the power of education for Afghan girls, and what was your experience even when resources are limited?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you.
for a school building. In my school, we had almost nothing but just one small microscope. That was crashed. That was the native.
Thank you so much, John. You also said the school, so even the microscope was taken away, but the spark stayed in your soul. And how do Afghan girls keep today their dreams alive when opportunities are taken from them?
I think when school and universities were restricted and opportunities become disappeared, of course that's really painful and that's real. But dreams, I think they do not disappear and they believe building too. And I believe as young girls, they continue their education quietly in practical ways. For example, some students they study online, some other students they read at home, some other students they learn ways to teach their younger siblings so that the knowledge does not stop in their family. And that's where that education becomes internal, as it is now. Um, when when education lives in someone's soul, it becomes part of your identity forever. For example, that microscope was taken away from my hands. It's not just my experiences, actually. It is the experiences of thousands of girls who are living in my country. But that stolen microscope, that light created my soul in the same way Afghan girls keep their dreams alive because what they learn has already become part of who they are. And that is much harder to take away. I want to really emphasize that if something in your hand could be taken away from you, but if something lives inside your spirit, no one can take it from your hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing this powerful story and coming in and sharing your inspiring experience, and for also for those who are watching us online. Thank you so much for supporting the great work that these guys are doing. And as John mentioned, that these are the stories of like thousands and millions of women and girls in Afghanistan. And we'll also have the opportunity, if anyone wants to share their feedbacks later on, or if they want to share their reflections either of the room and also those who are watching us on live stream. So now we will go to our second creative video. That's by Ilaha. So I will share again my screen and you will listen and watch the second video.
A girl who carried her own sky. She is carrying her own sky because there is nothing around her to protect and save her from her life's storm. No matter how tough her life was, she was always looking up for her own sky. Her family had just returned back from Iran to Herat, Afghanistan. They only carried small tools, treasured hearts, and big hopes. Her parents, who were a young couple, were expecting their first child and hoped everything would be fine where they came from. But life didn't greet them as they had anticipated. A daughter named Azada was born in August 1995. There were no buildings around. There was nothing above her and her mother to shield them from the burning sun and empty desert sand. Her mother gave birth to her on the ground with only one blanket on top of her. The following month, in September 1995, when the Taliban took over Herat. This happened when she was no more than a baby. However, its significance would end up impacting her life even before she had a chance to feel its real meaning. When Azada was 1 month old, the Taliban took control of Herat. The Taliban arrested all the men, including her father, for investigation in Herat. Her mother didn't have anyone in this province. She was spending days and nights alone for 3 months without informing her husband. Her mother was really scared and will never forget that day. She tried to hold her baby tightly under the thin blanket. Her heart was beating so fast, afraid to move and to breathe loudly. The only thing she thought was to keep her baby alive. The Taliban stayed until 2001. As the girl grew up and needed to enroll in her first year at school. Her childhood was stolen, but she found joy in learning. Her first day at school, holding her bag and books, feeling free like a bird who just found her wings to fly high as she could imagine. Years passed, and the wide empty world she was born into slowly filled with voices. Her 2 younger siblings came along, fragile and tiny, adding life yet also new weight to her shoulders. Being the elder child, she quickly realized that she occupied the role that her mother was no longer able to sustain. Azada was too worried constantly at school. Her thoughts were at home, wondering if her siblings were fed or if the mother could rise that day. Sometimes she was very angry at the unfairness of growing so fast in a world that asked too much from her as a child. Despite that, she was a warrior, exhausted, anxious, but something inside her said, "Stay strong." Azada was accepted to the university into her favorite field, psychology. When she had checked her results and got this news, her heart was filled with happiness. Her tears could not stop. She was feeling proud of herself that finally her dreams came true. She was looking to graduate and help other girls as she was witnessing her mother's struggles with mental health. Azada was dreaming to graduate and find a job to support her family beside her father, as he was only a daily labor. But life changed accidentally. In December 2022, the Taliban banned women from working in humanitarian aid programs and are not allowed to work in international organizations. She was shocked. She cried constantly until she couldn't breathe. She checked the news again and again, hoping that it was not true. In one moment, she has lost everything when she was receiving a call from her manager to not come after tomorrow, and we would decide later. And this later never comes, because all women and girls are forced to stay at home. At the same time, her mother's depression and anxiety increased. The situation was too complicated, the pressure became overwhelming, and Azada felt exhausted, anxious by problems from every side. Her parents, especially her mother, pushed her to marry. She said, as an eldest daughter at age 29, it's too late to get married. Even though Azada tried to be a good daughter and always obeyed her mother's speech, but didn't know she was losing her self-esteem and her true feelings. She was always compared to the married girls, calling them successful, while Azoda's dream is being a good psychologist. In a society where a girl's value is measured by marriage, she felt awful. She was carrying her pain silently, feeling like dying inside every day with no one truly understanding her. Azoda, the girl who is trying to not give up, is still fighting mentally inside. She has started looking for online courses to build her capacity and find a way to continue her education. After 3 years of effort, she received multiple partial and full scholarships from United States universities. She imagined studying abroad freely and building her future. But travel ban for Afghans blocked her path to education. She woke each day to the reality of closed borders, but still with the same restriction, family pressure, and uncertain future. She was always asking herself for years, what now? What next? How long will this situation continue? How long could she suffer? No one knows the answer. The days ahead remain uncertain. It's probably a difficult time for her, a time when she struggled to live, to progress, to be happy, to cry but not to be silent, to breathe without pain, not to be afraid, to fight, not to live, to stay, to create, to be human, to survive, to survive, to survive.
And watching the video. Lahajan, are you with us? Okay, welcome and thank you so much for this amazing, inspiring uh, video and also for sharing your experiences with us and also through us, through this video, to show it to the world that young women can continue inspiring despite all challenges and restrictions. Um, so your journey is both inspiring and also heartbreaking. Azada's story shows how Afghan girls often carry heavy responsibilities from childhood. What this tell us about the challenges girls face when they are expected to grow up too fast?
Thank you, Mr. Ragnar. Hello to everyone. My name is Alana Botany, and first of all, I would like to sincerely thank APT for providing us with creative writing courses and for creating this opportunity to share our voices. As an Afghan girl living in Afghanistan, having access to a space where we can learn how to write and express ourselves is truly meaningful. Through this program, I learned how to turn lived experiences into stories, and that journey led me to write a girl who carried her own sky. I'm truly honored that it has been published now. Regarding your question, also that story shows that many Afghan girls are forced to grow up before they are emotionally ready. From a very young age, they carry responsibilities that are far beyond their years, caring for siblings, supporting their families emotionally, and worrying about survival. When a girl grows up too fast, she often loses parts of her childhood. She becomes strong, but that strength comes from pressure. She learns to hide her fears, to silence her exhaustion, and to put others before herself. It also shows that how society places heavy expectations on girls. expecting them to be patient, mature, and self-sacrificing. These challenges shape not only their daily lives, but also their confidence and mental well-being. Through Azada's story, I wanted to highlight the emotional burden many girls carry silently while still trying to pursue education and hope.
Thank you so much. I think similar to Azada, we have thousand, I would say, like millions of girls in Afghanistan who never give up on their dreams, either to education or their right to live with dignity, with freedom, with the right that they deserve to have, even when doors of education are closed for them, when their voices are not heard, and when they don't have the space. What can her story teach us about strength and determination of Afghan girls today? What you want to share the world to know about their strength and determination?
Thank you for the question. Azada's journey teaches us that strength doesn't always look dramatic or loud. Sometimes strength is quiet. It is waking up every day, and continuing to hope, even when opportunities disappear. Even when Azada faced restrictions, job bans, and closed borders, she kept searching for online courses and scholarships. This shows that how deeply Afghan girls value education, not only as a personal dream, but as a path to independence, dignity, and the ability to support their families. Her story reminds us that resilience doesn't mean that the absence of pain. She struggles, she questions, she feels exhausted, but she doesn't surrender her dream. And I believe that reflects the reality of many Afghan girls today. Even when doors close, their determination remains open. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, and also for joining us today, and also for this great work and sharing your experiences, inspiring others, and also helping other young women and girls, and standing alongside of them with all the limitations and restrictions. Thank you so much. So we'll go with our third video. So our third video is from Sarah. I will again share my screen.
A white dress, a silent goodbye. Laying down on my bed for the very last time, I stared at the walls as if I were seeing them for the first time. My chest felt heavy, caught between answer and fear. The wallpaper had elegant dark golden flowers on a light golden background suddenly felt unfamiliar. A framed picture above my head. In the picture, my father was watching my mother. The strong bond between them was very visible even in the image. For all these years, I imagined myself as my mother, believing that one day someone would love me the way my father loves her. Suddenly I snapped out of my thoughts when my dad knocked gently on my door. "Bachim, are you awake?" he asked with usual soft smile and the sparkle in his eyes, which were always my favorite. It gave me strength, comfort, and a sense of safety. At that moment, I wished this safety could protect me from the life I was about to step in. He softly walked in, sat beside on the bed, and gently held my hand. "Did you see your wedding dress? Najib just brought it," he said. I felt shy and whispered, "It's okay, I will wear it tonight anyway." My heart raced softly, unsure whether I was excited or afraid. But he insisted, "If you don't like it, we will go and find the one you love." I looked at him with tears in my eyes, remembering how he always fulfilled my smallest needs and tiniest wishes, from buying my favorite notebook to choosing my bridal dress. Before I could answer, my mom entered the room. "Wake up, get ready. They can arrive anytime. It's not an ordinary day." Her voice was rushed as she was hiding her worries behind excitement. However, being loud could not make everything turn out fine. Indeed, it wasn't. This was the day my life would change forever. A day that felt like taking a step into a path with no return. A day when I wished time could rewind back in the mornings I woke up for university, not for a wedding. Leaving behind my university life routine felt like leaving part of myself behind which I was not ready to let go of. The moment I was leaving, my father hugged me tightly. "It will always be your home," he whispered. "No one can ever take your place in this house." His words wrapped around me like a shield, but even that comfort couldn't stop the truth. I was walking away from my home into an uncertain future with a white dress. Is this white dress the start of a happier life? The wedding passed, the celebration ended. The next morning, the house smelled loneliness. Everyone moved quietly around each other. However, the empty space I left behind was louder than any sound. They were waiting to visit me again. In the afternoon, the phone rang, and for a moment, hope rushed into the room. Finally, my dad picked up the phone. His voice was full of warmth and anticipation. "Salam Najib Jan, how are you? How is our Layla doing?" he asked, almost unable to contain his happiness. He was smiling as if everything was perfect. My mother stood close to him, waiting to hear something about me, whether I had eaten, slept well, or I had smiled. Despite his kindness, Najib's tone suddenly shifted. His voice grew firm, edged with something the family had never heard from him before. "Don't bring Nashtai," he said sharply. "Don't come to visit us. Layla will come to visit you." Papa's smile faded. He tried to recover and hide the disappointment rising in his chest. "Oh, of course, Najib Jan. See you soon, Bakhair," he replied softly, forcing warmth back into his voice. My mother is still standing beside my dad with a quiet question in her eyes. Why can't we see our daughter? The excitement was replaced by something heavier, confusion, and a slow-forming fear that none of them wanted to name. Deep down inside, they all felt that the invisible war raging between them and me, a wall built not by miles or by marriage, but by the word "don't come." Days passed, and still there was no news about Layla. Days kept coming and going. The house, once full of warmth and laughter, now felt like it was waiting for a face. Finally, after a week, the darkest day arrived. The phone rang again. My father rushed to answer. "Salam, salam, how's La?" Dad's expression changed instantly. His hands began to shake, the phone slipping slightly from his grip. "No, Layla. Bachim, no. Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you come home?" he said with a cracked voice. No one knew what had been said yet, but they understood one thing. Something terrible had happened, something that could never be undone. They said, Layla is gone. They said she took her own life. They told us to come and take her janazah. He said repeatedly with a broken voice, as if it changes the truth that the wait is over, and Layla is finally coming home with a white dress. He could say nothing but to repeat the same words, as if grief steals every other word from him. Years pass. Layla's mother still stands near her empty bed, touching her pillow as if it still has her warmth. Her siblings would pass at the dining table, leaving her usual spot untouched, hoping she might walk through the door and join them. For Layla, white dress was the start of a new life. She never thought it would have the same color as the shroud that would cover her. She entered marriage with the hope of being loved and respected, not knowing that her life would be taken from her in the name of honor. Somewhere far away, Layla is in peace, leaving behind her family and the grief that will never fade. Layla's story is a reminder for every girl who let the bridal dress turn into a shroud, and for every family left with wounds that justice can never fully heal.
Do we have Zohra on the call?
Yes, great.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for bringing Layla's story to us. It's really inspiring. Layla's story shows how quickly a girl's dream can be replaced by silence. What does this tell us about the struggle of Afghan girls facing when they are denied their choice? You can share your experience and thoughts about it.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank the APT for such a great opportunity, and also I appreciate the transformation of my words into visuals. And coming to your questions, as a writer, I see Layla's story more than just a short story or a fiction story. It's a clear representation of what a fun moment endures inside the country. And unfortunately, this is a very harsh reality that the fun women often sacrifice their personal dreams, and they are replaced by the social expectations, by the name of honor, and by the name of forced decisions. And when choice is taken away from them, it eventually takes their identity, hopes, and voices. And Layla's story is not a personal or individual freedom struggle. It's about dignity that every human should have, despite their genders.
Thank you so much for sharing this. And also, Layla's story reminded us that silence around abuse can cost lives. What should African families and communities do differently to protect girls from such tragedies?
Families should encourage their girls, should have a strong communication with them. Even this is very aligned with Islamic values. Even in Surah Nisa, it's completely and very precisely mentioned by Allah that live with them in kindness. So Afghanistan is an Islamic country, and having Islamic communities should challenge the norms and also encourage education
and understand that preserving a god's life is more important than just the appearance.
1,000 years states to the future. It is 2:22 p.m. on December 9, 3025. I'm Sophie, a literature student at the University of Oxford. While researching for my first semester project in Oxford's oldest library, I discovered a bundle of handwritten papers inside an old book. The handwriting immediately caught my attention. It was a girl from a long time ago. There it was written, "It is 2:22 p.m. of December 9, a cloudy but not cold day in 2025 in Mazar Sharif, Afghanistan, Asia. A 19-year-old Afghan girl is sitting on her desk in the balcony, listening to a piece of piano from 17th century named Saglia, which she always dreamed of learning. Drinking tea, a usual habit among Afghans, and wearing dark-colored warm gloves. She puts a hat on her head while her long dark brown hairs are being moved by the soft wind of December. In that moment, she feels calm, almost at peace. Yet, a quiet loneliness lingers, as if the music is speaking only to her. The environment was heart-touching. The blowing pages of the books, the steam rising from her tea, and the distant voices of birds made the moment beautiful. She had learned from movies how to look at everything with the eyes of an artist, to seek beauty in small details and capture them with her phone camera as memorable moments. While doing all those things, she was working on her journal writing assignment. She rested her head on her left elbow, lying on her notebook as she wrote about her life journey. Suddenly, all her memories began passing one by one before her eyes. From the very first day her brother took her to school, to the day she was forced to wear the full hijab to go to school. Then came the day the Taliban threw her out of class. Her dreams burned. They stole her most basic human right, simply because she and her classmates were female. She remembered how she was feeling lost after the ban of education, Home felt like prison and she was the prisoner, since she never liked to visit relatives, and outside she had nowhere else to go. The academic places she loved were all closed for girls now. Later that summer, she lost her best friend, or the girl she had thought was her best friend. On her birthday, that friend walked away with words that made no sense. She carried the pain of losing a friend and losing school all at once. She feared she could never trust anyone again. Now, looking back, when she remembers all those hard days, she can see how much she has changed. She learned to forgive people and leave them behind to find peace. Forgiving does not mean loving them again, nor does it mean hating them. It means letting go, having no feeling toward them, and moving forward. As long as we hold on to hate or refuse to forgive, we cannot be calm or relaxed. Forgiving is not forgetting, it is freeing yourself. Now, she is finding herself. She has become a stronger, taller, more open-minded, and found new true friends. Through every challenge, she no longer sees challenges as problems, but as chances to learn, to improve, to help, and to grow stronger. Even while facing hard situations, she continues her online education and studies diligently, refusing to let obstacles stop her progress. She feels blessed for everything she has, because this life she is living might be the best she could ever live. Yet, even in her own joy, she still carries hope for Afghan girls. Hope for entire sisterhood, that they all find freedom, education, and strength. She thinks that if she had never faced these challenges, she might never have become the person she is becoming now. She tore off her papers she had written and hid them between the books she was holding, keeping them safe only for herself. Yet deep inside, she hoped that one day, if someone read that book in the future, they might find the papers and understand her story. I read this piece of paper from 1,000 years ago, and it inspired me. She was strong and unstoppable. The way she left felt so poetic, and I hope it will inspire everyone who reads it. I write to the future so her voice can travel beyond today, carrying her struggles and her dreams, just as she hoped someone in the future might read them, to show that it doesn't matter where you are, how you live, or how many problems you face. indeed, there are always bright days after dark days. In the last words, I wish I could know her name.
This ban is not just against school, it's a war against wisdom and freedom. And grew up with books in school, losing them all at once felt like the end. Home, which should be the most loving place, begins to feel like a prison life. Because without school, there is no choice except to accept forced marriage or to fight every day for the rights. So we love our mothers deeply, but we do not want to live the same life of limits they had to live. So yes, education is the future of Afghan girls. Only through education we can find freedom. So that is all that why home felt like prison for an Afghan girl.
Thank you so much for sharing this. I know how hard it would be, and even for you and also for many Afghan girls, probably this message would be hard. Those who still continuing their studies either online and they still keep hope they're alive, hope alive. Brighter future for themselves. What will be your message for them?
Thank you. So I just want to share why I continue my education because I just want to take the story of Afghanistan. They were all talented, but they were not as we are. They were forced in silence. So today they are kind of learning, they deserve more than learning how to work and not the education and dreams. So we all have here Afghan they say, I wish I could learn, I could write, I could teach something, I could read something, but I cannot. They always regret about their education. So today, why I kept continuing my education through all my sessions and classes is only that I can turn my dreams to truth instead of regretting them one day as like my mother did and many other mothers did. So yes, my message to every Afghan girl is that please continue, no matter where we are, no matter how we look. Please, let's see the challenges as a way, as a chance to grow up, to become stronger, not weak. Because most of our friends, most of my sisters in Afghanistan, they have already been encouraged to early marriage or forced to marriage because they have no other choice. So please, let's stand against this encouragement and this forced marriage. We are not uh, came to this world to become mothers, to become wives. We can make the changes. We can rise awareness. So yes, please keep it up. No matter how much it's hard, but we are more stronger in these things. So thanks to everyone who listened to me, who watched my video, and I hope it could help someone in this world and hoping for freedom for every woman around the world, especially to all my sisters, mothers, and women in Afghanistan. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and also for standing strong alongside of Afghan girls and to inspire them and also to keep them both in a way that they keep hoping and they keep continuing their education despite all the challenges and also for those who supports and stands alongside of Afghan girls. So we really appreciate and we can only understand how hard it is when you're sharing these videos, the writings, and all of these writings and stories represents thousands and millions of their story, their resilience, their determination. So thank you so much. Now, so we have finished with our videos and also to all of you again, congratulations on this amazing work and for continuing inspiring others. We will continue sharing these videos and also for everyone who's watching us and on live stream. So for them, it might be hard to share their questions or reflections, but we will be continuously sharing your writings, your stories, and we will keep these programs to help more young women to connect and share their lived experiences into writing pieces for a wider audience and for world to know about the struggles and the strengths of Afghan women and girls in Afghanistan. So now we have some time. If we have any questions in the room, if they want to share any reflections, we know that we don't have that much of in the room. That will be probably ending our live stream in 10 minutes. You also have the opportunity, colleagues, of showcase the artwork because most of you who are watching us online, probably you might not be able to see all the artworks in the room. But I'll ask my colleague to take the camera in the room after if anyone have any reflections. And then we will end the live stream, but for those who will be coming in person for this artwork, they will be sharing their messages on the board. So we have that we will be sharing those messages, those reflections with those whose artwork is currently in the room. Any reflections, any feedback we have? It's fine, it's fine. I think now my colleagues will be sharing some videos which are in place in the room. And probably like in 10 minutes we will be ending the live stream and then we will be in person. We'll have like a community dialogue. But for those participants who are joining us online, thank you so much for all of you for the great work, for sharing your experiences, and for continuing inspiring us and everyone else around you. Thank you.
Najma.
As you're watching the artwork, so we'll also share this artwork later on through our social media accounts. And before we end the live stream, I would like to thank everyone who watched us online and who is in the room, and also for those who will be coming throughout the day. So thank you so much to all of you, to those who were online, for all those girls who share their experiences, their videos. Thank you for all the great work that you're doing. And to everyone who are supporting the work of Afghans for Progressive Thinking, and for all those who have also supported us in the room and making all this preparation in the room. So thank you so much. And we'll continue looking forward to seeing you and having you in our future event. Thank you so much, everyone.